guys, it's FifaRalle here and welcome to episode 9 of the Skilling Career Mode. And the first thing we do is to change the difficulty up to Legendary because we're sitting a little bit unrealistic in the Premier League table, and hopefully the more difficult it is, it will see us drop a little bit more down in the table to a bit more of a realistic spot. But apart from that, we are into the transfer window, and I decided to put some of the old declining players up on the transfer list because I couldn't really see me keeping them in the club. Thought of doing it with Crancher, but decided to keep him, and I also decided to list up Corker on the loan list because, well, he's not been improving at all, and he's one of the players I believe got the best potential in our club. And somebody mentioned in the comments of the last video that he might be glitched, and I need to loan him out in order to make it possible for him to grow in stats. So I decided to put him up on the loan list, and after that, I decided to search for some players. Some of the players you wanted me to try and get, and that was a lot of the players I had on my shortlist. Some of the 5-star skillers, so I went out looking for some of them, approached some of the teams, and I also went to look through all of my scout reports from this past 6 months. And this is kind of a mixture of all the players I've been getting in, and some of these players will have their contracts expiring in 6 months. I did look up Matthias Fernandes, but his contract was expiring in 1.5 years, so I just approached Fiorentina to see how much they would want for him. And I just looked through all the scout reports to see if there's anyone interesting that I might be able to get on a pre-contract. And there was one player that caught my eye in the end, and that was a pretty good player, to be honest. And that was Oscar coming up here for Chelsea. But I did think of getting him on that pre-contract, but 140,000 wages was just too expensive for my budget. So I decided to ignore him for now and just leave him be. And instead, I decided to look up some of the names you guys also suggested in the comments for me to get. And yeah, eventually I would just look through all the players here and then go out and search up some of those individual names. So the first one I went out for was Fabian Schär. I did use him last year when I played career mode for myself, and he was a very good player. So I thought, you know what, let's see if we can get him on a pre-contract. You also mentioned Gary McKay-Steven. Unfortunately, he did join Toulouse in the summer transfer window, so we couldn't get him on a pre-contract. And also, somebody mentioned me to try and get Laporte, just approach Athletic Bilbao and see what he would go for. And apart from that, a lot of stuff happening here on the first day of January. We also had a match up against Swansea in the Premier League. And yeah, this was up on Legendary. We only played one game on that before in the series, and that was up against City at some point. Maybe October, November, but yeah, for now on, it's for good on Legendary, and we'll try and stick to that. So yeah, we are lining up with Vargas, Sifty, and Kelvin and Terap as our creative players in the final third. And Swansea would cross it in here, but Green catches the ball and he starts the counter-attack right away down the wing to Vargas, and Rangel is not able to catch up with Vargas. He's just too quick. He goes into the box. A nice little sharp cut to go inside, unfortunately, and I don't know why, it locked off Vargas and went on to Sifty, who off balance got a shot in. We won a corner, and from that we find Sandro a little cheeky shot, but it is off target. And instead we go into the second half. Terap on the ball down the wing to Kelvin. He stops up, a nice little elastico in between 2-3 defenders. He breaks into the box, but the shot is right on the keeper. I had seen that into the far corner, but not enough precision on that shot. And instead we get a throw in. Sandro on the ball. He passes it to Sifty, who's able to turn around with a fake shot, try out a shot, and just as we do that, we get tackled. But a very soft penalty in my opinion, but I don't care, I'll take that. And Terap will step up and make it a 1-0. Yet another Premier League goal for him. And yeah, the entire team coming there to celebrate alongside with Terap. Very happy with the goal, bringing us up 1-0. But yeah, after that, I decided to get Crancher onto the pitch instead of Sandro, because Sandro, he was on a yellow card, and I didn't really want to risk it. So yeah, it was actually a bad decision because we ended up giving away a penalty with who else than Crancher. Very similar to Sifty's penalty, a very soft one in my opinion. We got the ball, but he was taking the shot, so a penalty to Swansea it was. But Green with a wonder save there, denying Swansea the goal and keeping us in the lead. I was pretty happy about that because it was pretty tough to play against Swansea here. But we did get a chance with Phillips, who got onto the pitch into the final minutes of the game, and he breaks on through, but unlucky not to get the goal here. There. He beat so many defenders, but the keeper would save it in the end. And yeah, we actually won the game 1-0 up against Swansea. 3 more points for us in the table, and after that we were back to business with some transfers to see if there's anyone we'd be able to get and sell. We got a transfer for Tarab from PSG, 9.5 million, but I had to reject that. I was not interested in letting go of Tarab. It's after all the skill in career mode. We're not selling our 5-star skiller. And then we got a message from America letting us know, you know what, we don't want to let go of Arroyo, and Fiorentina wanted too much money for Fernandes, and my budget is only 500,000, so getting Arroyo, I thought, you know what, let's try and make a swap deal. We'll offer America an attacking player in Austin, and maybe we can make it work that way. So that was kind of my thought. And we also got an offer to manage Northern Ireland, but I was not interested in that whatsoever. And yeah, a few other players, we got some answers for the clubs, and they were just too expensive, and I couldn't really afford them whatsoever. So I decided to approach Vitinho, but again, I knew we had to offer 7 million last time in order to get him in the summer transfer window. So I tried a swap deal with Kranjčar and see if that might be possible to get him that way. And we also got a message from Fabian Schär letting us know, you know what, I want to join the club in the summer for 30,000. And yeah, I was happy with that because I think he will be a pretty good center back. And we also got an offer in for Corker, and we also got a message from America letting us know they were interested in letting go of Arroyo. So I accepted the offer for Corker, hoping that it will fix the glitch with him not improving. And I also went out to offer a contract to Arroyo. So that means if we get him, we will see Austin leaving the club, but Arroyo coming in instead. And that was something I was quite interested in. Also, Sandro wanted more wages, but I decided to ignore that because right now I needed all my money for transfers. Another offer in for Tarab, this time around for Real Madrid, and I decided just to reject all future offers. I'm not letting go of Tarab at all. He's the main man of the club. He's our top goal scorer. We are not letting go of him. CSK Moscow let me know they didn't want to swap for Kranjčar, and I couldn't really offer them much. I decided to offer them 500,000 on top of that to see if I could get him, but I knew that was most likely not gonna happen. And instead we got a few more answers for some of our deals. Arroyo accepted our offer here, and we got him into the club, and we also saw that Sevilla was interested in getting Vitinho as well, and I believe there's another club coming in for him as well. It was Napoli, and that basically meant we were not able to get him from CSK Moscow. They were declining our deal. And we also sold on Sean Wright Phillips there to Leicester City, giving us some more money for our wage budget and also for our transfer budget at the same time, which is not too bad. It's not much money, but it's at least something we get into the club and gives us some money to try and sign new players. And apart from that, we have a match up against Norwich in the FA Cup, and this is the debut for Arroyo, who just joined the club, and wow, he is really good to play with. You'll see that in upcoming episodes as well, and it's straight from the kickoff. Arroyo on the ball here, and yeah, he's able to go in between two defenders and try to break on through, taking the shot. But it is saved by the Norwich keeper, unfortunately. Tarab on the ball here a few minutes later, and we tried the finesse shot, but Ruddy, he could save that easily once again. And instead, it's Norwich to break on through, send it into the box, and no one is getting onto that, apart from a Norwich player at the far post, and that was 1-0. But Tarab onto the ball, breaking on through into the box, trying out the shot, but blocked off by the defender, unfortunately. 45th minute, Barton on the ball to Sifty, and we just couldn't hit the target here, and that was pretty much the picture of the game. We break on through with Sifty here. We try to get the goal, but it's hit by the keeper, and it goes over. And yeah, I just couldn't get a goal here at all. Once again, shooting it wide with Sifty. He couldn't convert his chance. It's a little bit disappointing, but then Arroyo on the ball. He picked up a free kick here a little bit far out, but Kranjčar, he can hit free kicks, and I decided to step up for that. And what a save by Roddy there at the bottom corner. And then 89th minute, fouling on the ball to Sifty. It was now or never if we wanted to get a goal. We lose possession, but Barton picks it up, turns around, and we just passed around the box before we found Arroyo. and he scores on his debut to make it a 1-1 and keep us in the FA Cup. And that was pretty much how the game ended as well. So good debut for Arroyo, to be honest. He scored a goal, and that means we'll have a rematch up against Norwich in a few weeks' time to see if we can keep ourselves in the FA Cup. To be fair, we had most of the chances in the game, we just couldn't score. That was the problem. And this is also going to be where we end off this episode, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. We'll be back again a little bit later today with another episode, so stay tuned for that, where we'll try and sign some more players and we'll play a few more games, and that is pretty much all. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you later.